Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and viewers at home. Up next, we have another team from Thailand. Please welcome team AGcerez from Sasin, Chulalongkorn University. So may I remind the team, you have 30 minutes altogether, but after 5 minutes, it's going to be fully interactive. Okay, please keep your eyes on the ladies up front here for the timing. And you receive 2 time warnings before the end. So one at 3 minutes before the end and one at 1 minute before the end. Okay? You ready? Okay, our timing will start as soon as you start. Good luck.
Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is our pleasure to present you great business opportunity, longan. Longan is a low-calorie syrup that has prebiotic benefit, good for your digestive systems. And being made of longan, longan also improves living quality of longan growers in northern Thailand. And the market we're talking about worth $2 billion. Thailand is a global supply of longan, the fruit that has been used as a Chinese medicine for centuries. Yet, every year, longan growers are suffering from overproductions, and the government had to step in and spend millions of dollars to subsidize the overproduced longan. Still, growers are not happy. They go out on the street, throw out longan to protest because they can't get even satisfactory price to continue their following crops. Now, let's put it aside for the moment and focus on other problems that you and the person besides you may have. Bad digestion. There are 2 billion people around the world suffering from bad digestion, especially IBD and constipations. That's a third of global populations, ladies and gentlemen. And in scientific communities, there are only 3 ways that they accept to be preventive measure for these sicknesses. Drink a lot of water, like you drink water, I drink water, you know the result. Or eat a lot of fibers. I'm talking about 7 apples a day. Who can afford to eat 7 apples a day? How many people? Or the easiest way, consume a little amount of prebiotics daily. Therefore, longan is a single solution that can solve the pain of longan growers and bad digestive patients.
So, what is this magic prebiotic? I believe that most of you in this room may not be familiar with this term, but if I say yogurt, I know you all eat yogurt and know this product very well. So, you know when you eat yogurt, do you actually eat yogurt? You actually eat the bacteria, the good one, not the bad one, inside the yogurt. And this bacteria has already been inside your body as we are sitting in this room right now. So prebiotic is basically a food that will fortify, will nourish this kind of bacteria inside your body and stimulate the growth. Plus, it has additional health benefit. For example, it improves mineral absorption. It can strengthen the immune system, as well as it can reduce the risk of colorectal cancer. So there are several types of prebiotic has been used nowadays, but the one that is most widely used and provide you with the most prebiotic effect is called SCFOS, or the short-chain fructooligosaccharides, which is exactly the main active ingredient in our product longan. So about 1 serving of longan or 3 teaspoons, it gives you the amount of SCFOS equivalent to what? 8 bananas, 100 cloves of garlic. So would anyone here eat 100 cloves of garlic a day? I don't think so. So longan as a SCFOS, it provides you with all the prebiotic activity, plus because it's extracted from longan, which is a fruit that is widely used in traditional Chinese medicine for the health benefit, it also that health benefit of longan. In terms of the marketing, we are talking about $300 billion health and wellness food and beverage, and 2/3 of it is the functional drinks, which is a drink that is good for your health, obviously. And the prebiotic market itself, accounting for $2.5 billion, is exactly the market that we are going to.
So what else is special about longan? Longan is the first and only prebiotic manufacturer in Thailand, and it's made from our local fruit longan. We plan to pursue business-to-business model targeting functional beverage manufacturer. And we will do that by entering Thailand market throughout the first 2 years. But the third year onward, we will go international. Right now, Lamai is able to achieve securing 2 major customers in Thailand. But not only that, we have a very strong connections with 3 major distributors in the 3 major countries that has the highest prebiotics market in the world: Japan, Europe, and USA. These 3 distributors, they know the market. They know what the consumers want in that country. And there will be a very good support for Lamai to bring Lamai product to the right channel. Right now, I have the letter of intent in my hand from Sing Corporation and Stellar Beauty. Sing, the fastest growing, Sing is a manufacturer of the fastest growing functional drink, Being Bodyline. Being Bodyline has 12% market share and is projected to grow at 30%. With only 1 product, Being Bodyline right here. Sing,
sorry, can I break in at this point? I'm not clear in my mind what your development focus is, or your selling focus. Is it on the prebiotic, or is it as a low-calorie sweetener, or is it a mixer for soft drinks, or what?
So
where are you going?
Our positioning is prebiotic syrup, and it works as the fiber, substitute to the fiber. And it depends on the customer we are targeting to. So for the Being Bodyline, our Lamai will be part of the ingredient they use. So currently they are using inulin as the ingredients for fiber, but they are facing some problems on the pH level and the very high level of gas in the ingredients. So this is why they are interested to replace our Lamai prebiotic syrup as part of the ingredient in their Being Bodyline drinks.
Maybe a way to answer that is to look at the revenue breakdown of where you think is your main revenue is going to be an ingredient to a product, or you have a branded product, or is it, what is, how do you look at your revenue breakdown?
So the main revenue will be in the ingredients that we will put in the Being products. It's going to be one of the major ingredients.
And just curious, because when I look at health market and things like that, I don't think of Thailand as the market for health products necessarily. I think of other countries, US and other places. Why are you even spending time on Thailand if we could really make a lot more money in other markets or get a lot more volume in other markets?
It's because that we already have quite good connections. We've been in contact with Sing Corporations, Jella Beauty, and next week I'm going to be meeting with Sepe, who is the largest functional beverage manufacturer in Thailand. So this would be a good start for us to start building our revenue in the company before we go into the big countries like US and Japan.
But following on to that question, you do highlight in your written plan the Japanese market and the size of it. So again, the question is, why don't you focus on that? Because to take 5% of that market is going to be big.
Yeah, actually, that's a good question. We also were thinking about that. And yes, you're right. Japan is the biggest market. It covers about 70% of the total prebiotics market. But as I mentioned earlier, we want to generate the revenue in our company first before we go into Japan, because Japan, we need a lot of marketing budget to promote our products as well. And also we have to provide some marketing support for our customer, our distributor, to help them promoting this new prebiotic syrup that is made from longan.
But you are in negotiation with a supplier to Japan, are you not at the moment?
Yeah, actually I'm in the food business. I have my frozen seafood company. It's my family business, and the distributor in Japan has been working with me for more than 20 years, and they are the food distributor. They have connections with retailers, the food service, and the industrial companies in Japan.
So what is the status of your discussions with them now on your product?
So right now, I already sent them the sample, and they're going to start doing the market survey with the current people that they know in the food industry. So this is a current stage. And next week, we're going to be attending Foodex Fair, which is the largest food fair in Japan.
Can you explain, is it trying to replace as a new substitute for an existing prebiotic, or is it already, the companies that you're going for are already buying this longan, however you say that, longan, fruit, right?
Yeah,
They're already
long-term fruit.
using this, or do you have to convince them that this has additional benefits? Are you just a new supplier to them of the existing product that they're buying, or is this a new product for them to buy?
Okay, good, very good question. So basically now, since we are now focusing on B2B market, so the way that the buyer will perceive our product is different, because some of the company, for example, one of the singer is perceive our product as a fiber, but we are better than typical fiber because we are more water soluble. We can provide them with better health benefit than the fiber they're using. But some of the other manufacturers may perceive this as sweetener, but we are sweetener with low calorie, but also provide them with a health benefit as well. So in terms of the perception, it's kind of different between each buyers. But in terms of the physical appearance, yes, we are prebiotic syrup.
Once it is B2B business, cost is very important. Even though you say that your product will have patent in Thailand, but if if the competitor has discovered this, good business, they go and have it in Laos or Myanmar, and compete with you. How are you going to protect that?
So
because I believe that longan can be grown in not only in Thailand, but maybe our neighboring countries as well. And ASEAN is opening up, so that might be the competitors in the very near future.
You may aware of the fact that Southeast Asia's countries, some of them grow longan, but don't forget that Thailand is a global longan hub, supplying 60 to 80% of longan in the world. So we know most about longan. We are the countries that specialize on longan. Longan is the second most important fruit export fruit in Thailand. Therefore, we don't really afraid of neighboring countries copy our products because we grow best longan, and we have access. We have relationship with growers, which will be introduced in his part. It will coming out in our presentation soon.
Just a question, because it is biotic, do you need to get Food and Drug Administration approval? And have you got it already?
About the prebiotic, it depends on each, which country you are going for. For Thailand right now, I just talked with the Thai FDA last 2 weeks. The term prebiotic is still on the process of approval. But so when we use this product in Thailand, we can only say that it is a fiber, or it can FOS, and it's a FOS, and it can stimulate the growth of bacteria inside your body. But in other countries, for example, in Japan, it's in the category of FOSHU, the food specified for health use, which means it can be put that the prebiotic level on the product, and it can say the health claim, for example, mineral absorption, increase the bacteria, etc.
My question also, I have some doubt about how you sustain the supply of the longan, because as you mentioned about the Singha beer, your customer, they have their own malt to produce beer to sustain the supply. So how you can sustain that, because you have only annual contract. What if the Chinese want to making the dry longan and higher purchase power?
Okay, those are very good questions for the supply. There were two things I want to emphasize on this issue. First, we've actually been talking to the suppliers up north, So actually, we got a strong relationship, which is built on trust. We got a passion and the good intentions just to help the growers in up north. So that's what happened. So we got this strong relationship with them. And apart from that, we had this kind of, a forward contract, which kind of secure, for example, like within a year or 2 years, we secure the contracts already with them. So basically, we don't need to looking for another, co-op whatsoever. But apart from that, we also have a plan, because we also only working with a co-op in Lamphun. But there are also other adjacent provinces that also grow lamyai or longan. So there's another plan that we will look forward to actually meeting all the growers, because they all got the same problems of, the fluctuating price and also the oversupply.
How firm is your contract to supply with your current co-op?
Well, let me start with this then. Because the guy, the co-op, he actually very interested in even co-investing with us, the AGcerez. So basically, he actually buying the machines already. So he got also the passion, also the commitment to work with us. So with the contract itself, we've been talking to the co-op, and they say the first year, he's going to supply according to our plan, also the second and third year as well.
But if somebody comes, a competitor, and offers them more money, will you not lose them? You don't have a firm contract.
Oh, well, because I can see, as mentioned earlier, longan also facing the oversupply. So basically, the price drops every year. It's a cycle. So, I mean, they can see it on the news, people are throwing all this oven dry longan every single year. So basically, there's no such competitors that come in and try to, compete with us with a lower price because they're always, very cheap.
Let me add on to that a little bit. Growers Thailand work on they love relationships, and we have been working with longan co-ops for a long time. We have strong relationship with them, so that we are sure we are able to get some good supplies. We have all the questions you asked are in the following slide. If you have, I beg you for a little patience. Our slide will show all. Moment.
So let me continue on the marketing aspect. So apart from zinc that provide us a huge opportunity in these products, Jelly Beauty also have tested our products, and they appreciate the natural taste of lamai, and they are willing to further develop the product. And if it works, everything works out, they'll give us a one-time order initially. And who here is a coffee drinker? Believe it or not, lamai also suits well with cappuccino. We met with UCC Coffee, the 4th largest coffee makers in the world. And they tested our product, and they are very keen to further develop lamai product with their coffee and their bakery. So with all the 3 feedback from the major customers, we believe that lamai is going to be very well accepted in the market. And as I mentioned earlier, next week we are confirmed to attend Foodnext Japan, and in May we're going to attend ThaiFlex, which are the 2 largest food fairs in the world, to promote our lamai products. And in the past month, we have been very well received by the media coverage.
So let's have a look at our strong and diversified team. We have our researcher on board, okay? And here our team leader is a serial entrepreneur. We got pharmaceutical guy, actually knows all the details, marketing guru, and also finance guy. He knows all the numbers and everything. So these are our board members. We have 2 from our team in the board members. And the 3rd person is director of RDA, which is the organization that owns the patent. And also seeking for a potential investor as well. And also I would like to focus on our strength, which is the FOS production, where all this enzymatic process takes place. And as been mentioned earlier, we are going to B2B. So all this marketing and sale will be taken care of by the distributors. Let's have a look on the supply side. So as I mentioned before, we've got a strong relationship with them. So even the guy, the co-op, he actually want to co-invest in our facility because it looks promising, and also it helps the social problem. Some of you may or may not know that the longan actually bears fruit between June and September. So you can see the hike, the spike of the supply during those months. And of course, but however, there is a drop in price. Growers are unhappy with it, and actually been longing for this, the government to help out, and there is no business, a model to help them. That's where lamai comes in, and to help them by guaranteeing a price. And just to add on that, I've heard, I met one of the judges yesterday. She actually owns 40 rice of longan, and she also faces the same problem up north.
Can I ask again? I want to go back to the question I asked about whether this is a new type of product, because, for instance, like UCC that you mentioned, that they're interested in it. You're talking about substituting what they're currently using with this, right? What are they using it? That's for sweetening.
The UCC case, it's actually going to be we're going to be co-developing the new product with them So right now they already have like caramel syrup, like what we see in Starbucks, things like that. But what we were talking to them is to create like a new drink that made from longan syrup. Something new.
I mean, part of what the question I'm really trying to understand is that when you talk about a food product, it's often very difficult to penetrate because the taste is what people are used to, and part of the food company's objective is to maintain absolute consistency in their taste. So introducing a new food element into their food chain or their supply chain could be a very long process outside of developing new tastes. So I just want to understand: is this a new taste, or is this something that that's already existing, and an existing ingredient? You're just a new supplier of the same ingredient.
Yes, sir. Let me go back to the first question. You mentioned about the new taste. I mean, we are working closely with drink manufacturers, and they receive those samples, and they test their products. They incorporate our product with their product. So and there's still interest, and they send us letter of intent. Therefore, we can ensure that it won't affect that taste, and they have possibilities of developing new taste that they think it may fit their upcoming products in the future.
For example, will it be like being longan taste?
There's some possibilities.
Or it's just only being? Because with longan taste, I think it will create sustainability to the business. I mean, you create the value, well, not only just substitute.
Yep. Let me add on to that. During the meeting, basically, currently they are using in the Being body line, which is the one showed there. It's already a product in the market. They're using inulin. So first of all, inulin has a very restricted application. You can't use it with lime juice or anything which has pH level of lower than like 4.5. But with this product, the limitation is very low. It means that you can use wide application. So what they want to do is the taste adjustment can be done. It's not a big deal for us because the R&D team is working with their R&D team to adjust the taste in that sector where the taste is their brand. But an option of longan drink is probably one of the possibilities as well. But also in some industries, they like our taste, and that's where we go with our unique taste, like in UCC, for example. That we gave them to try, and they want to go with that. Maybe mild change, but not like removing the taste at all.
Can we look at some of your financials, your forecasts, because I want to see what your penetration is into these different areas. So maybe we take a look at that, and then let's talk about the opportunity and the risks to your revenue forecasts in particular.
Okay, then let's move on to the numbers then. Based on our first year projection of 25 tons order, 25 tons that we have already intent of interest, we're looking at $500,000 in sales, and based on conservative growth rate of just 5% market penetration in year 5 in the international market, we're looking at $66 million in sales. And that would mean 2.1 million NPV using a 50% discount rate.
Do you have a breakdown of the 66? In other words, is that going to how much is in Thailand, how much is in
25% will be in Thailand.
Okay.
75%. 25% will be in Thailand and AEC, because at that point of time, we also be going to AEC where it's already combined.
So that's a regional breakdown, and then also just so we understand what type of customers will be buying that. That's for ingredients for different products, or what is it?
In Thailand, majority will be ingredients, like I would say all of them, because we're not going to release our product into the shelf to educate people about prebiotic. We're not looking at that. We're not wasting our time on doing that. We are going with countries which they already know what prebiotic is: Japan, US, Europe. In that country, we're looking at the possibility of launching a brand and putting it into the market, but we're doing it through distributors. They're gonna go through the marketing. They're going to do the survey. They're going to tell us what taste they want, and that's where we send in. That's where we're working.
That's the sales figure you have for 2017 is not your brand. It's still using distributors right now, or is that having developed your brand? In
year 5, we're looking at with our brand.
And have you increased your expenses related to
the marketing? The way we're going to do it is we're going to give them a higher margin, and that way to let them do most of the marketing. But we also involve a bit of marketing. We increased marketing percentage to about 10%.
And what's the FDA style of approval for this type of food additive product into these markets? Is it a 6-month or a 6-year process to get the approvals you need to sell in a place like Japan that tends to be very, very careful, in particular with a food product?
Okay, about the regulation about FDA in Japan, like I mentioned earlier that it's in the full category, so it's already been approved for its effectiveness and for the claim that can be put on the label. So when we go to Japan, of course we have to go for the registration process for the FDA in Japan, and since we are now trying to make a plan for going to Japan, and therefore about the registration, we will have to look into that, and then we'll try a partner that will help us in registration with the FDA in Japan.
Certifications were you planning on having for your processing facility for this? What is your timeline of when you can reach the level of quality that's going to be required to sell, let's say, into the Japanese market?
I mean, the lady here, she has her frozen food industry is already in Japan. She's gone through all that process, and she has a strong team who's in charge of all that. That's one of the reasons we chose to go in year 3, and not straight away where you say, why don't you go now? Because we need a lot of approvals into market like Japan or US, and that's one of the reasons. And even the marketing budget, that's why we postponed it to year 3. We know it's very attractive. We want to go there now if we have a brand already. But of course, we have to be more realistic. I'll go back to the financial figures. Okay, so on top of the strong financial figures, we also received tax incentive from Thailand Boards of Investment, which means we go tax-free for 8 years, income tax-free. And we also get exemptions for machineries and raw material import tax for over 5 years. Today we are asking for $700,000 US, which majority of it will be going to the working capital of year 1 and the juicing machinery, which we are investing. And in year 2, we'll be seeking a bank loan of $400,000, aligning with the factory startup year. In exchange, we offer 30% equity and 2 seats on the board of director, and that will give us a company valuation at $2.1 million. With our strong cash flow numbers in year 5, we are able to provide multiple exit options. That means the one we prefer most would be M&A, but in Thai culture, M&A is not very common. So we are okay with going public in year 5 with a market value of $190 million. On top of healthy financial returns, we also satisfy all other stakeholders, such as reducing hospitalization costs for consumers, increasing growers' income, and of course reducing the overall waste of longan, which is already existing. And that total benefit of over $230 million US. So which one of you are interested in joining us to provide a sweeter means to intestinal health?
I still have a question about the material, raw material. Because if you are going to sell, I mean, your sales going to jump like that. So how the supply? I mean, how can you secure enough supply from Thailand? Will you go to other countries? And also, you mentioned about Midpon, for example. Maybe there will be the competitors at the end or not.
Okay. On the supply side, in Thailand, there's about 800,000 tons of longan every year. And even in year 5, we're using not even 40% of the total waste, the overproduced longan, which are not able to sell. There's over 100,000 tons every year wasted through different ways. Dry, they make it to dry and they can't sell. Because the easiest way to extend the life of longan is to dry it. And then hopefully they'll be able to sell throughout the year. We were in Chiang Mai 2 months ago, and we went to one of the growers' warehouse, and it was filled with longan, even though it was out of season. And they told us they bought this for 1 baht a kilo. So there's no value of longan when it's overproduced. And that's why we're tapping into this place and increasing the value of longan. And that's why we're seeking funding today to help these people.
Well, I would like to add on that as well, because as I said before, we only explore the opportunity only in Lamphun. So there are also other provinces you haven't been to. For example, in Chiang Rai, also in Phra. Chiang Rai also got the same problem because I've seen the news as well. Like for the past few months, they actually come out and protesting for the price rise.
Any last questions from the judges?
You're going to freeze dry the juice, aren't you, and then process throughout the year? How do you introduce the security element? Because I've read of so many scams where rice disappears or things are stored, but when you go to find them, they're not there. So how do you cover this aspect?
Okay, let me tell you the process of how we produce the FOS product. Actually, the raw material will go through our co-op, which they were responsible for the juicing. And after they get the juice, they will actually freeze it. Okay, so we got the contract with the cold storage as well. So they will actually freeze and inventory the frozen juice in the cold storage.
Okay, sorry, the time's up. Maybe you can finish it off at the venture exhibit. Thank you very much, Team AGcerez from Sasin of Chulalongkorn University. So another quick short break, and next we'll come back with the medical.
จบแล้วนะครับคุณผู้ชมสำหรับการนำเสนอแผนธุรกิจของทีมที่ 5 ประจำวันนี้นะครับสำหรับทีม AGcerez นะครับจากสถาบันบัณฑิตบริหารธุรกิจสศิลป์แห่งจุฬาลงกรณ์มหาวิทยาลัยนะครับถ้าหากว่าปิดหน้าคุณแพรเมื่อสักครู่นี้ผมนึกว่าเป็นทีมฝรั่งนะฮะ accent ดีมากการนำเสนอนี้ใช้ได้เลยเปรียบเทียบหน่อยอันนี้เอาดูภาพรวมก่อนนะครับชอบไหมฮะทีมนี้น่าลุ้นมากค่ะครับลุ้นที่1เลยไหวไหมฮะไหวค่ะจุดเด่นที่คุณแพรชอบคืออะไรครับผมจุดเด่นเขามีหลายอย่างมากเลยค่ะเริ่มด้วยไอเดียก่อนละกันแผนธุรกิจนี้แก้ปัญหาได้หลายด้านมากไม่ว่าจะเป็นการช่วยเกษตรกรที่ปลูกลำไยทุกปีเนี่ยจะมีช่วงที่ลำไยจะมีผลผลิตสูงแต่ว่าราคาล้นตลาดแต่ราคาตกต่ำนะคะอันนี้ก็ช่วยชาวไร่ได้นะคะแล้วก็ช่วยคนทั่วไปด้วยเพราะว่าคนไทยเดี๋ยวนี้ก็มีระบบทางเดินอาหารที่แย่ลงเรื่อยๆนะคะเพราะว่าทานกันเยอะแล้วก็ทานกันผิดเวลาแล้วก็ทานกันผิดอย่างแล้วก็ไอตัว prebiotic ในละไมเนี่ยจะเป็นตัวช่วยได้อย่างมากเลยเป็นอาหารของ probiotic หรือว่าเป็นอาหารของแบคทีเรียในโยเกิร์ตนั่นเองอันนี้ก็ยิ่งช่วยสุขภาพได้ใหญ่เลยนะคะแล้วก็ในเรื่องB2B นะคะในการขายให้ธุรกิจอย่างเช่น UCC ที่เขาพูดกล่าวถึงเนี่ยนะคะไม่ว่าจะเป็นธุรกิจกาแฟหรือว่าธุรกิจbeing จากกลุ่มสิงห์อะไรอย่างเงี้ยค่ะก็ช่วยได้อีกเพราะว่าเป็นตัวทดแทนน้ำตาลแต่ดีต่อสุขภาพกว่าน้ำตาลเยอะเลยครับคือพูดง่ายๆคือกลุ่มลูกค้าของเขาคือเป็นระดับธุรกิจด้วยกันเองใช่นะครับคือเขาจะเข้าไปพูดคุยในระดับที่เป็นบริษัทปุ๊บเนี่ยก็จะไปดูว่าในส่วนของตัวไซรัปตัวนี้เนี่ยจะเข้าไปทดแทนตัวสิ่งที่เขามีอยู่ได้ยังไงใช่ค่ะนะฮะเพราะฉะนั้นแปลว่าจุดแข็งของเขาอีกจุดหนึ่งก็คือตัวผลิตภัณฑ์ใช่ค่ะเพราะว่าจุดแข็งเนี่ยมีเยอะมากเลยตัวผลิตภัณฑ์เนี่ยแพรได้ชิมแล้วเหรอครับอร่อยมากค่ะอร่อยมากมีอยู่ที่บูธนี่นะคะถ้าใครอยู่แถวนี้ก็เชิญมาชิมได้เลยซึ่งอันนี้คือเราเป็นคนที่ไม่ชอบลำไยอยู่แล้วแต่ว่าพอมาเป็นน้ำเชื่อมแบบนี้นะคะแล้วก็เป็นตัวแทนน้ำตาลเนี่ยมันยิ่งดีเข้าไปใหญ่เพราะว่ารสชาติเนี่ยไม่เหมือนใครเลยคือมันไม่ถึงกับคาราเมลมันจะอร่อยไปอีกอย่างหนึ่งแล้วก็สามารถที่จะมาราดบนไอติมหรือว่าบนอะไรได้เลยแล้วถ้าไปผสมกับอย่างอื่นเนี่ยก็จะไม่มีกลิ่นนะคะซึ่งอันนี้เป็นข้อดีอย่างมากเลยคือถ้าจะให้เป็นตัวของตัวเองก็เป็นได้แต่ถ้าจะให้เป็นตัวส่วนหนึ่งตัวผสมเนี่ยก็เป็นได้อีกแถมเป็นประโยชน์ต่อระบบย่อยอาหารด้วยใช่ค่ะก็เลยตื่นเต้นมากเลยค่ะกับแผนธุรกิจนี้ค่ะคิดว่าสร้างสรรค์มากเลยแล้วก็ตัวเลขแล้วก็ทีมนี้ก็แข็งแรงด้วยครับแต่ดูเหมือนว่าตรงจุดนี้ก็จะเป็นอีกจุดหนึ่งที่คณะกรรมการเนี่ยตั้งคำถามเหมือนกันนะครับว่าถ้าหากว่ารสชาติเนี่ยมันแตกต่างจากตัวสิ่งที่เขาเคยชิมมาเนี่ยนะครับตรงนี้มันอาจจะทำให้ในแง่ของการที่ลูกค้าจะนำเอาไปขายต่อเนี่ยมันจะส่งผลกระทบไหมฮะแล้วลูกค้าทำไมเขาถึงต้องเลือกเจ้านี้ครับค่ะเพราะว่าอันนี้ที่กรรมการถามไปก็เป็นประเด็นนะคะเพราะว่าเขาถามว่าคุณจะเอาไปโฆษณาไปเป็น being แบบลองละไมหรือว่าเครื่องดื่ม being แบบไม่ได้บอกว่าใส่ละไมแต่ว่าดีต่อสุขภาพแต่ซึ่งอันนี้เราก็มองได้ว่ามันยังไงก็ดีทั้งนั้นแหละเพราะว่าอันนี้ก็ดีต่อความยั่งยืนของธุรกิจแต่ละธุรกิจด้วยนะคะเพราะว่ามันดีต่อสุขภาพมันก็ไม่มีคำถามเรื่องว่ามันจะไปมีผลกระทบอย่างแง่ลบอย่างไรแต่ว่าที่แปลว่าที่มันน่าสนใจก็คือการที่เขาสามารถที่จะไปสร้าง
product ใหม่สร้างผลิตภัณฑ์ใหม่ได้กับธุรกิจอื่นนะคะคือบางธุรกิจเขาสนใจว่างั้นเรามาทำแบบลดละไมกันหรือว่าไม่ต้องบอกก็ได้ว่ามีละไมอยู่แต่ว่าบอกว่าดีต่อสุขภาพเพราะอย่างนี้ก็ได้
ก็ถือว่าเป็นอีกหนึ่งตลาดที่น่าสนใจอยู่เหมือนกันนะครับแต่ที่พอมาหันดูในส่วนของการที่ distribute นะฮะหรือว่าการออกไปจ่ายจำหน่ายต่างๆเนี่ยเขาบอกว่าจะเน้นเมืองไทยก่อนแต่คณะกรรมการบางท่านก็บอกว่าโอ้โหตลาดต่างประเทศไม่ว่าจะเป็นทางฝั่งของญี่ปุ่นสหรัฐอเมริกายุโรปบางประเทศเนี่ยเขาก็ค่อนข้างจะเปิดใจยอมรับกับตัวผลิตภัณฑ์ลักษณะนี้อยู่แล้วทำไมถึงไม่ไปเริ่มก่อนแต่ว่าทางด้านของทีมเนี่ยบอกว่าจะขอเน้นที่เมืองไทยก่อนเห็นด้วยไหมครับกับกลยุทธ์นี้
แพรเห็นด้วยค่ะแพรชอบคำตอบของทีมมากเลยเพราะแพรคิดว่าในเมืองไทยเนี่ยมันเป็นตลาดที่เขาคุ้นเคยแล้วก็อย.เราอะไรก็ได้ง่ายกว่าแล้วเริ่มผลิตแล้วก็ขายได้เลยนะคะแล้วก็ต้องเก็บเงินไว้ใช้สำหรับการตลาดในต่างประเทศด้วยซึ่งมีทั้งเรื่องการได้ FDA approval อย.ของเมืองนอกนะคะไม่ว่าจะเป็นของทั้งญี่ปุ่นทั้งอเมริกาทั้งยุโรปเนี่ยก็ใช้เวลานานเหมือนกันซึ่งเขาก็วางแผนไว้เลยว่าน่าจะเป็นปีที่3ก็ขอให้เก็บตังค์ในเมืองไทยได้ก่อนแล้วก็จะได้ไปสู้เอาข้างหน้าซึ่งแปลว่าเป็นแผนการที่ดีค่ะ
ครับผมเพราะว่าในอนาคตข้างหน้าเวลาไปทำธุรกิจในต่างประเทศมันไม่ใช่แค่เรื่องของโอกาสเท่านั้นที่มันยังเปิดกว้างอยู่อีกสิ่งหนึ่งก็อาจจะเป็นในแง่ของคู่แข่งแล้วก็เรื่องของตัวบทกฎหมายต่างๆที่จะต้องขอใบอนุญาตก่อนถึงจะสามารถเข้าไปทำธุรกิจได้เพราะฉะนั้นเอาในเมืองไทยให้แน่ๆก่อนเอาให้มันได้มั่นคงก่อนแล้วค่อยไปบุกตลาดตรงนั้น
ค่ะในเมืองไทยเริ่มกับการขายเป็นตัวผสมก่อนเพราะว่าเมืองไทยตลาดเมืองไทยยังไม่คุ้นเคยกับ prebiotic ส่วนอีก3ปีก็ไปลุยประเทศที่เขารู้จัก prebiotic อยู่แล้วได้เลยแล้วก็อาจจะได้ไปทำแบรนดิ้งกับเขาด้วยอันนี้ก็น่าตื่นเต้นด้วยค่ะ
ครับผมเพราะฉะนั้นศักยภาพในการเติบโตเนี่ยเหลือเยอะมากนะฮะทีนี้พอดูในแง่ของตัว financial ทางด้านของการเงินกันบ้างพอเห็นตัวเลขต่างๆเขาบอกว่าอัตราการเติบโตก็ค่อนข้างสูงมาจิ้นก็ไม่น้อยเลยนะครับเยอะมากๆเลยตรงนี้จะทำให้บรรดาคู่แข่งหันจับมาในส่วนของทำตลาดที่เขาทำอยู่ณตอนนี้ไหมฮะเขามีมาตรการในการป้องกันไหมฮะ
ค่ะเพราะว่าเป็นแผนธุรกิจที่น่าสนใจค่ะแล้วก็ตอนนี้ทางทีมนี้ก็ขอ 700,000 เหรียญจาก investor ณปัจจุบันนี้แล้วก็อีกสักปีที่2หรือปีที่3เนี่ยจะขอจากธนาคารอีก400,000 เหรียญซึ่งอันนี้เขาก็เหมือนกับโปรเจกต์ไว้เลยว่าเขาจะเติบโตแบบนี้เขาก็เลยต้องใช้เงินเพิ่มขึ้นอย่างนี้ซึ่งแปลว่าถ้าเรามองเป็น investor มันน่าสนใจมากเพราะตลาดมันใหญ่แล้วแน่นอนมันต้องมีคู่แข่งแต่ว่าก็ต้องไปดูว่าทางทีมเนี่ยมีศักยภาพมากแค่ไหนซึ่งอันนี้แพรเชียร์ค่ะ
เชียร์เต็มที่เลยนะครับ
เชียร์เต็มที่ค่ะ
ก็คงต้องดูว่าเขาจะสามารถทำได้จริงหรือไม่อย่างไรนะครับส่วนอีกจุดหนึ่งนะครับก็คงจะเป็นในแง่ของจุดอ่อนกันบ้างนะครับมองว่าอะไรคือจุดที่อาจจะทำให้ธุรกิจนี้ไม่เกิดครับ
เพราะว่าเวลาไปญี่ปุ่นเนี่ยคือญี่ปุ่นไม่ว่าจะเป็นเรื่องผลไม้อะไรของไทยก็ตามเนี่ยจะเคร่งครัดมากค่ะคือเวลาเราส่งผลไม้เราไปเนี่ยบางทีก็โดนส่งกลับมาเพราะว่าอาจจะมีหนอนหรืออะไรติดไปด้วยตัวหนึ่งใช่ค่ะแล้วก็ยิ่งอันนี้ต้องผ่านอย.ของญี่ปุ่นเนี่ยมันก็ต้องใช้เวลาแล้วเงินและแรงและความอดทนอีกเยอะเหมือนกันอันนี้ก็ขอให้เชียร์ค่ะ
ครับเพราะถึงแม้ว่าทำธุรกิจไปประสบความสำเร็จในช่วงแรกนะครับในต่างประเทศแต่ว่าถ้าหากว่าไม่สามารถที่จะรักษาคุณภาพของเขาได้ก็อาจจะส่งผลกระทบในอนาคตถ้าหากว่าทางรัฐบาลของญี่ปุ่นหรือว่าหลายๆประเทศเนี่ยพยายามที่จะควบคุมตัวบทกฎหมายของเขาเพื่อที่จะรักษาคุณภาพนะครับให้กับคนที่บริโภคอยู่ในประเทศของเขานะครับผมเอาละฮะทีมสุดท้ายตอนนี้พร้อมที่จะนำเสนอข้อมูลให้กับคณะกรรมการแล้วก็คุณผู้ชมได้รับทราบกันแล้วนะครับขออนุญาตนะครับไปรับชมการนำเสนอแผนธุรกิจของทีม Medical Informatics Corp นะครับจากมหาวิทยาลัย Rice University นะครับจากประเทศสหรัฐอเมริกาครับ